You can't even keep up with your own lie. So I want to make some things clear. I want to let you know why I made the previous video about the false tip. You may not understand it. You may not have caught it. So I just want some clarity. I'm not going to push this thing into the ground. I want to make sure you understand where I'm coming from. So if you watched the previous video titled False Tip and Digital Recorder, I think law enforcement was maybe tracking Fred. The title was something along those lines. I play clips of me on a panel with Lisa, Carrie, and Ryan. And me and Carrie, maybe I should slow down a little bit. Me and Carrie were speaking about the TBI tip, the newest one, and I was telling Carrie that it had to do with Dawn asking Fred if he would go to Knoxville and negotiate a deal with him so that the drug dealers would not come and get the boys. That's what the tip said. The tip said, my husband, Fred Hill, told me something important last night. Now, this tip is dated November of this year. Okay, so this just wasn't turned in the other night. So as Ziggy's reviewing this, and she hears me tell Carrie about this new tip, Ziggy goes on to say,
things about the CPS saying it wasn't just last night when in the email, he was reminding me last night about how Dawn came down. I didn't mention that on here before that.
So I don't know if this broad just keeps getting confused in her own words, but it's not that she was telling us last night. She told TBI that Fred had told her last night. That's the date of the tip, which was in November. So when she sends that tip in, then she is telling TBI that her husband told her the previous night. Okay. It doesn't matter that she shared it to us on her platform at a different time. She is telling TBI that Fred has just gave her this information. Following along?
Didn't she? You had already he had already turned that in when that happened, guys. You were so far behind, it's not even funny.
So then she questions Fred. Didn't you turn that in? Yeah, you turned that in already. And then tells us, you guys are so far behind.
He turned that in when it happened. I just returned in everything to TBI.
And we're not even to the false tip part yet. Can you believe it? Okay, so she said that Fred turned it in when he first talked to law enforcement, and then she turned it in. But when she turned it in, she's speaking as if she retyped it. What did you retype? This is the first time you turned it in, Ziggy, so you are lying. Unless you were saying it wrong, you were lying. You didn't already turn in this particular TBI tip. Okay? You didn't.
I literally retyped it all, or did everything and just resent it to TBI, because if you read the email, I was afraid that stuff was not getting past Hawkins County.
There is nothing in this email that states that you are afraid, scared, nothing. Now, maybe in the other TBI tip, but in this particular tip, you do not mention that you are scared or afraid.
Because the last time Fred went to Hawkins County, and the investigators he talked to told him that nothing was getting past Pruitt's desk. And so
that made us wonder if TBI had even got anything really from Hawkins County, because Hawkins County didn't want the TBI involved from day one.
You guys are just tag team lying now, aren't you? So you're talking about the May 9th visit where they went over maps and you told them about Knoxville and how you talked to some guy that knew where Summer was, but you didn't know what to fucking do about it, right? You couldn't call a friend, call the FBI, call TBI. You didn't know what to do. So you're both confused right now, I'm afraid. At this point in time, you have spewed so many lies that you are confused. And it's really a shame. It's a big fat shame, actually. And Fred, really, did they tell you that? Did they tell you that they didn't want to work with TBI? I think you're lying. Let's get on to the actual false tip already. I mean, jeez.
What was I talking about? The Don CPS thing. Oh yeah, that was sent in like right after you already talked to law enforcement about him coming down there right after it happened, right? With the boys thing, the CPS thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He tried to butt in and state what Don said. Rewind it if you didn't hear it. He tried to interrupt her.
But Don didn't say nothing about the boys. It was screwed for the boys or nothing, that the dealer had come and get them. He would just let on like that they weren't safe there because of the YouTubers.
And there we are. Don didn't even say that. Oh, no shit, he didn't say that. So why did Ziggy turn a tip in to TBI stating that he did? You lied. Why? Why? Fred just told on your ass. Don never said that. Don said he was scared of YouTubers, and we've all heard Don say that. And that's exactly why I played your interview of July 4th when you were talking to Fred, and he was telling you that Don actually came to his house the night before CPS took the kids. But see, we've heard stories where Fred has said, oh yeah, Don came down and he was high as a kite and he was so flipped out, he called CPS on himself. Okay, Fred. Okay, Ziggy. You both are liars, and you just proved that with this latest TBI tip. And the other one, where you said that you seen Andy, because you didn't see Andy, because he was at work. And I'm going to keep saying that. I really am. Because he was. There's proof that he was. You know who was on Ben Hill? Fred Hill was on Ben Hill. So whatever he did witness, I think he's trying to hide. I think he's trying to cover. I think it's awfully convenient that his best friend Chad Arnold drives the same colored truck. That same friend was at Fred Hill's house with Candace Wells at a time that Summer wasn't supposed to be missing yet. Chad Arnold will not talk to anyone. Awfully funny, huh? No, it's not funny. It's the fucking disgusting. You got that? Quit playing games.
But I didn't know a lot of information until after I went to Knox County and stuff about that situation too.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now. We need you now.